Welcome back to the West Coast Conference Basketball Tip-Off Day. We're doing more women's basketball interviews, and I'm now joined by BYU head coach Jeff Judkins and Kim Beeston. Welcome.
Thanks. Nice to be here.
You guys ready to get this season started?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Coach, tell me a little bit about your program this year. What's your team going to look like?
Well, hopefully we'll be a good team. But no, we have a lot of balance this year. I have a lot of players that have gotten quality minutes like Kim and Jen, but we also have some young players that have kind of waited in the wings for their turn to come, and hopefully we'll be able to mesh together.
And Haley Steed no longer on the team, but who do you expect to kind of fill that role, or will it be multiple people to kind of step up and take that place?
Well, I think it's very difficult to replace a player like Haley, but we have several players that will be able to kind of help us. Kim is the most experienced player on our team, and she'll be the leader on the court. She'll relay things and I think really set our team up. And I think she'll have to take more responsibility and maybe looking to score a little bit more than what she has in the past. Hopefully Jen, who this year did not play volleyball, decided to focus on basketball, will be ready to go. We're getting Lexi Eaton back from her ACL injury. And then of course Morgan Bailey, who played a lot of minutes last year for us, will be able to do it. But I think it's going to be by committee. I think a lot of them, they've kind of been waiting for this. I think Kim's been waiting for an opportunity to be able to do this because Haley has been in the program almost as long as me, so it'd be nice.
Kim, how do you feel about having that role, that leadership role thrust upon you this year?
At first I was a little bit worried just because, like you said, Haley is an incredible player and she was like another coach out there on the floor with us. So as long as I know that my leadership is going to be a little bit different than hers, and if I could just do it in my own way and try to implement some of the things that she did, I think that I'm ready for that, and I'm excited for it.
Tell us a little bit about your style of play. What are you really looking for out there, and what are you trying to do out there on the court?
For me personally, I'm mostly a shooter, and so just taking the open looks that I get and being able to knock them down, I think is the most important. Also, look to create just a little bit more, like Jed was saying, Coach Judkins was saying, and look to drive, look to make the passes into the post, that type of stuff.
And as you mentioned, Jennifer Hampson is redshirting in volleyball this season, so focusing all her attention on basketball. What is that going to mean to your team this year, having her solely focused on basketball?
Well, we're not going to. She missed 9 games last year, so we're not going to have her for all the games. I think just being around the team has been the biggest difference I've seen. That they know each other better. She feels more comfortable with the players, and and then I think her timing. I mean, it's hard to come in and practice for 2 hours a week and think you're going to be good in basketball. It just doesn't happen that way. So I think Jen's really worked hard, and I think she's excited about it. And as Kim mentioned, I think those two are my leaders. They were voted captains, and I think they have to not just do it on the court, they got to do it off the court, and I think they'll do a great job.
And Kim, what does she mean to your team, having her out there on the court with you?
Oh, it's huge. Jen is a big threat on both sides of the ball. And so offensively, it's nice to be able to get it into her, and she's also a great passer. So people have to respect her. And defensively, she can block shots. She knows her role, and she gets great boards for us. So
she's the only girl that can dunk it in our league.
Yes.
Will we see that this year?
I hope so. I'm going to try to let her cherry pick and see if she can get one so she can get put on TV, but she can dunk it, so it's nice.
All right, well, we'll be sure to put her on our Top Play Tuesday if she does.
You better.
Earlier this offseason, you said that you expect to win the league and you expect to beat Gonzaga. What is it that you think is about this team that believes that they can do that?
We're athletic enough to do it. We're deep enough to do it. And I think these young ladies worked really hard in the off season. When you don't reach what you really want to reach in your goal of the season, our goal was to win a conference championship last year and go to the NCAA tournament. We came close, and I think that kind of makes you more motivated all summer to really work hard and do the extra things for you to accomplish that. And I think you're going to see a lot of players change their roles, and I think they can do that for us to really help us. I think Kim will look to score more And I think some other players will have to step it up a little bit for us.
And you did have the experience last year of going to the WNIT, going pretty deep into it. What did that do for your team, just chemistry-wise, experience-wise? What was that experience like for you last year?
I think it builds confidence, just knowing that we can go postseason, that we can be successful. Obviously, it wasn't the tournament that we wanted. It was awesome to be there, but like Coach Judkins said, we're aiming for the NCAA tournament this year, and knowing that we can do well in postseason just brings confidence.
And does that kind of leave a little chip on your shoulder, losing to Gonzaga and St. Mary's in the WNIT? Just these are teams you're going to have to play, next all season. Is that kind of a chip on your shoulder, fuel for the fire?
Yeah. Of course. I know that our whole team is looking forward to those games, and we're going to do everything that we can to be prepared to play them.
Your defense was very strong last year. Tell me about your defensive style for your team and what we can expect to see this year.
Well, we play mostly man-to-man, and we are quite physical. As everybody tells us, we try to not let players get where they want to. I'm a strong believer that I like to shoot the balls instead of blocking it. And, we have size with Jennifer shot blocking. And, Kim didn't say this about herself, so I'm going to. She's a very good defender. She always guards the best player, and she takes a lot of pride in looking at the game plan and following instructions and really using not just her body but her mind and her knowledge of the game. And hopefully over a period of time of stressing, that's all we've kind of done for the last couple of weeks is defense, because I really believe you win championships because of that.
You do have a very tough non-conference schedule, but looking ahead to conference play, which is just going to be just as tough, what do you think are the biggest challenges in the West Coast Conference this year?
I'm not real favor of these 4 games on the road. I think that's going to make a big decision of who wins this conference, is who can handle that the best. I really do like the, having the teams, like you have your own, San Diego and us.
Right.
I really like that because I think that'll make it more fair with everybody. And I think we have a little advantage because it's a little farther traveling from San Diego to Salt Lake than it is from San Francisco to Santa Clara. So that'll give us a little bit. But also, people aren't used to the snow, so I hope it snows a lot this year so that they can get plugged. But, this conference is going to be great. I can just tell we have a lot of good teams. And we're 1 from 10, I think, as good as I've seen it in the last 3 years.
Kim, is there a team or a game that you really get excited to play every year? Is there one you're really looking forward to this year?
Every team in our conference is going to be tough this year. Most teams only lost 1 or 2 players, if that. So I think getting up for every game is going to be really important. But I always look forward to playing Gonzaga.
Coach, I know this isn't going to be an easy question, but if you had to give me just one key to success this season for your team, one thing you really want to see them do well, what would that be?
Be healthy.
Yeah.
Be healthy and have nobody injured like last year, 4 ACLs. Everybody healthy and be able to mesh as a team and grow as a team.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me. Best of luck this year.
Thanks.
Coach Judkins, Kim Beeston, and we'll be back more with more West Coast Conference tip-off interviews.